If you're constantly broke, stuck in the paycheck to paycheck cycle, and wondering why you still can't get ahead, chances are your money habits are holding you back. As an accountant and money coach, I've even seen six-figure earners still struggling with their money. And I've been there too, but once I recognized the bad habits and how to break free from them, everything changed, including paying off $43,000 of debt in just 13 months. In this video, I'm breaking down the 4 most critical money habits that are keeping you broke and how to fix them starting this month. One of the oldest personal finance lessons comes from a book written over 100 years ago about a guy that lived 4,000 years ago, and yet most people still don't do it. In The Richest Man in Babylon, Arkad, aka Babylon's first financial guru, drops a ridiculously simple wealth building hack. Keep a piece of everything you earn. Before you pay anything else, pay yourself first. Period. He explained it to an egg merchant like this. If you put 10 eggs in a basket every morning but only take out 9 each night, what happens? The basket eventually overflows. That's how money works too. But here's what broke people do instead. They get paid, they pay their bills, they spend on fun, and then they try to save whatever's left. And spoiler alert, there's never anything left. Come on, surely there's something. No? Rich people, they do the opposite. They pay themselves first before the bills, before the fun, and they put money towards their financial future, and they treat it like any other bill. It's a non-negotiable. If an egg merchant in Babylon from 4,000 years ago can figure this out, surely us living in a modern society, we have no excuse. Let's talk about debt. And yeah, debt's been around for a very long time, but somehow every year we continue to make it worse. In the 1950s and 60s, credit cards showed up. Fast forward to today, and debt isn't just common, it's becoming too comfortable. Fancy house? Finance it. Nice car? Finance it. New iPhone? Finance it. Groceries? Yep, finance those too.
But this only costs like $1.
Debt used to be for life-changing purchases, but now people are swiping for dinner, they're using buy now, pay later for sneakers. BNPL, like the cool kids call it, is basically a gateway drug to paycheck living. It tricks you into thinking that you can afford things. A lot of times it's interest-free until you slip up. And worst of all, it's literally the exact opposite of paying yourself first. When I was stuck in the paycheck to paycheck cycle 10 years ago, I gave myself one rule. If I couldn't buy it in cash, I wasn't buying it with credit. These credit card companies love bad money habits. The average credit card interest rate is 22%. That means every time you finance something, you're paying a little extra tax to the banks. But Chris, what about the rewards, the points, the cash back? Nope, none of that matters if you're paying 22% in interest. I stopped feeling poor when I stopped giving my money to others. The next habit is a little controversial, and I'm not really sure why. 1/3 of Americans have more credit card debt than emergency savings, and 41% would have to dip into their savings just to cover an unexpected bill. Basically, almost half the people are one bad day away from being in financial chaos. So how much should you have saved? Well, if you Google it, you'll find the same copy-paste advice. Experts say you need 3 to 6 months of expenses saved up. And that's great and all until you actually do the math and realize that you need to save $10 to $30,000+. Come on. If you've never saved consistently, that number can be terrifying. And instead of getting started, most people freeze, they get stuck, and they just don't do it. Forget 6 months of expenses, forget big numbers. Let's start simple. I challenge you to save $100 in the next 30 days. Can you do it? Drop a comment down below if you're gonna do it, and let's try to keep everyone accountable down there. $100 isn't that life-changing. It's not gonna get you out of debt. But here's the thing, saving isn't about the money, it's about the habit. Money doesn't build wealth, habits do. And saving won't make us rich, but it will help us from going backwards, which sometimes is even more important. If you can save $100, you can save $1,000. If you can save $1,000, you can save $10,000. But it starts with day one, not someday. And if you're someone trying to improve your finances this year, I actually created a free course and community for people trying to build up their financial foundations by unlearning the money habits that they already have so that they can pay off debt more efficiently. It's called Dollar Discipline University, and everything inside this video is basically a taste of what you would get inside this free community. And until my calendar fills up, I'm actually offering free strategy calls for any new member that joins and help you sort of get on the right track towards your financial goals, your financial foundation, and eventually be there with you when you become debt-free. So that's school.com/debt. The link is in the description. I'll see you in there. This next habit, I had to learn it the hard way. 10 years ago, I was a financial mess, living paycheck to paycheck in tens of thousands of debt with no financial goals, just kind of hoping that everything would work out. The wild part, I had an accounting degree, and I would tell anyone who would listen that I was, quote, good with numbers, but my bank account told a different story. Why do you keep doing this to me? I wasn't bad with money per se, I was just winging it. I didn't know my income, I didn't know my expenses, I had no clue how much money was in my bank account. I didn't know where any of my money was going, and the worst part was I just kind of accepted the fact that I was going to make minimum payments on my debt. Nothing changed until I started budgeting, and the ironic thing is most people think that a budget is restrictionary, but to be honest, I've never felt more free because a budget doesn't tell us what we can't do with our money. It shows us what we can do with our money. If you were to ask me to sum up how to budget more efficiently this year in your finances, I would tell you that I've already done that in this video right here, apples not included.